Hey, que la que hay, mi gente? It's Rocky here from SpeakSpanishFaster.com, and in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you one of my favorite, most powerful ways to remember Spanish words. Basically, I'm going to reveal to you the only tool that I use for remembering these words, and don't worry, this tool is 100% free. You can use it, start using it right now. I'm going to show you exactly what it does, and I'm going to show you exactly how I use it every single day so that you can add this to your Spanish learning regimen so that you can learn Spanish faster and so that you can retain more words. Of course, retaining words is important if you want to actually speak Spanish, right? So sit down, grab a cup of coffee, grab a cup of tea. This video, I do get a little into the weeds, but it's because I really show you how I use this, so pay close attention. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. Okay, so one of my favorite tools and one of the most important tools I think somebody can use when learning a language or when learning anything is this tool called Anki. Now, Anki, you can just go to Google, you can type Anki, or you can just go to apps.ankiweb.net. That's going to take you to their website. So their website will explain everything, that it does. It will explain exactly what it is, but I think this is a great explanation. Anki is a program which makes remembering things easy. Basically, Anki is a flashcard program, so you can see it says powerful, intelligent flashcards. It's a flashcard program that uses spaced repetition, and this is based on science. Okay, so the science behind Anki started in the late 1900s, but basically it was created to help people that had problems with their memory, to help them remember things, and that just so happens to translate to pretty much everything in life, from learning, anything related to learning. Memory is extremely important. So Anki does a great job in helping us remember better, which is key for learning Spanish. Now, I'll show you exactly how I use Anki in just a second, but I think it's important that we quickly just cover what is spaced repetition. And again, this is kind of the science being used behind the Anki platform. So we got this beautiful graph here from osmosis.org, and this is basically showing you how retention works. Okay, so we'll start here, okay, when we learn something. And this is what you call the forgetting curve. So as soon as you learn something, it's on top of your mind, it's easy to retain. But over time, your retention gets lower and lower and lower. But studies found that if you were reintroduced to what you just learned, then you can kind of reset that forgetting curve. And eventually, the forgetting curve flattens out. Now, everything we learn, especially let's just focus on language learning. Even in our native language, this happens. All right, this is why it's so important to consume a lot of comprehensible input every single day, because without even realizing it, you're being exposed to these words every day or every other day. So basically, this spaced repetition is happening naturally. But there is a way to kind of hack the system and help you retain information. You see, the brain can only hold so much information, so it's going to get rid of the things it doesn't feel it needs, and it's going to replace that with new things. But if you keep introducing a certain word or certain content to your brain, then it has a better chance of retaining it. So basically what spaced repetition is that every time the forgetting curve goes low, the word or topic is reintroduced, and that resets the learning curve. And then you'll wait a few more days, and over time you wait a longer period of days. And this is the science. This is what makes Anki so effective, is because it shows you your flashcards or your words based on when you need it to be served to you to remember it. And again, eventually this flattens out and that word is just stuck in your brain forever. It will always remember that word. Now think about, again, your native language. There's words you will never forget simply because they are installed into your brain because you've interacted with them so much. So that is what this Anki platform is doing. Now, again, all you have to do to get this is go right here and download it. It's 100% free. So anybody can use it. You can use it on Windows, Mac, any computer. Free platform. I mean, you really just can't beat that. So as soon as you download Anki, it's going to look something like this. Now, yours might not look 100% like this because I have added a background image, but basically this is what it's going to look like. Every day when you log in, you will have do and you will have new. All right, so this is basically Anki is going to serve you these new words or whatever information you've put in there. Now, my Anki, I have a whole bunch. I don't just use this for language learning. I use this for anything I'm learning. If I'm taking a class, I use Anki to learn that. If I'm just reading and I want to remember something, I put it in a flashcard. So I use Anki for everything now. It was definitely something I had to grow into to get used to. I didn't really like it at first, but when I started using it and started seeing how powerful it was, I just fell in love with it. So even if you don't like it in the beginning, I just stick with it. You will really find it helpful. All right, so what we're going to do here for the purposes of this video is I'm going to create a deck so I can show you how this works. So new Spanish words. All right, so you can see our category, our deck of cards pops up here. So now you would be adding words. So let me show you exactly how I like to use this for Spanish or for any language. Okay, first, before we kind of get into Anki, first we have to capture the words. Now, you can either write these words down, but what I like to do is I like to use a Google Translate on the right, put my content on the left. So you can either open up two different windows, place them side by side, or if you have a Mac, or if you have the capability of having this dual window look, then you can do that. For purposes of this video, I picked this video that I did with my cousin Kevin from the channel. It's in the whole video's in Spanish, and that's what you want to use, a Spanish video. This is like my favorite video from the channel, so I'll be using it for this one. But let me just show you an example of what I would do. So I'll play the content.
De Puerto Rico, Florida, Puerto Rico. Mi nombre es Kevin, soy primo de Rocky.
Claro, claro.
Y estamos aquí para enseñarle a todos ustedes.
Okay, now let's say that you didn't know what enseñarlo a todos ustedes meant. So of course I have the definition or I have the translation down here, but let's pretend that that translation wasn't there. So I would right here, I would put, okay, para enseñarlos a todos ustedes. So that's one word. So you could even put like a 1 here. So basically what I'm going to be doing is as I watch this content, I'll be keeping a running list of the words that I want to remember. And remember, we don't just write the word down. We always write the phrase down because that context is needed to retain the words better.
¿Y cuándo fue cuando tú mudaste aquí por la primera vez?
All right, now let's say the next word I have is mudaste. Let's say I didn't know that word. So we can go back right here really quick. And we can say, okay, cuando tú mudaste, can't type, aquí. Okay, so now we know mudaste is moved, when you moved here. Cuando tú mudaste aquí. So basically we have this running list, and I would recommend you don't have more than like 10 to 15 phrases here. You don't want to overload your mind with hundreds of words every day. I would say keep it to 10 to 15 that you feel are very important to learn. When you have your list of words, it is time to move them over to Anki. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to go to our deck and we're going to add. All right, now this is very key. Anki gives you different types of flashcards you can use. All right, I recommend using basic and the reversed card. So what this means is basically when you put in your words, you have the front and you have the back. So the front, we always put the Spanish phrase here. So we could say, para enseñarlos a todos ustedes. Now in the back, we put the English translation, to teach all of you. Now, if I just had basic here, every time I reviewed this with Anki, it would always show me the Spanish word. It would always show me the front, and I would have to guess the back. And that's good and all. But what's even more powerful is to do the basic and the reverse card. So that means sometimes Anki is going to show you the front of the card, and you'll have to think about and figure out what it means in English. But other times, Anki is going to show you the English phrase, and you're going to have to think about what it is in Spanish. So you're going to have to translate it yourself. So I found that the mixture of both of these makes it easier to actually learn the Spanish phrase or word that you're trying to learn. So we will add that. It's that easy. It's added. Now next, we have cuando tú mudaste aquí. When you moved here. Boom. All right. Now, we're done. At least for this. Now that you have your flashcards created, I would take like a 10-minute break, 20-minute break, come back and reintroduce yourself for the first time. All right, so the new. Now, Anki will tell you you have 4 new. Even though we only did 2, remember, we have 2 sets. We have the back and the front, where the front is Spanish and the back is English, and we have the reverse. So let's study. Para enseñarlo a todos ustedes. So what does that mean? Show the answer, to teach all of you. Now, this is the power of Anki right here. It allows you to choose how good you remember this. So if it was easy, I never choose easy. Even if I know it, I choose good. I do this because even if it's easy, I wrote it down for a reason. I would still like to be exposed to it more often than not. So I rarely choose easy. I usually choose hard or good. So this changes over time, and I'll show you what I mean. So we're going to go to good. Let's say good right here. Cuando tú mudaste aquí. Show answer. You choose, was it hard, good, or if you just don't know it, you could just do again. We'll do good. So we're done. So let me open up my Spanish Anki. Today I have 1 to review. So I'm not even learning it anymore. It's in review. That means I've learned it long enough. So now we're just reviewing it to, again, reset that forgetting curve. So we're going to study aportando al tema del hostigamiento. So the reason I wrote this down was because at the time of consuming this information, I didn't know what hostigamiento meant, but now I know it means harassing. So aportando al tema del hostigamiento means like contributing to the issue of harassment. So we'll go here and I get it right. Now notice how mine is different. Because I already knew what it was, I would click good. And that means Anki wouldn't serve it to me again until 2.1 months. Now, if it was hard, they would serve it to me in a month. Notice how this was different than the new ones I put in, because Anki said it was going to serve it to me either tomorrow, 1 day, or 12.1 hours if it was hard. So the more you learn, the more time can pass before you are reintroduced to that content. So again, let's look back at this graph. In the beginning, you need to be reintroduced to that content fairly quickly. That's why I wait 10 minutes and I introduce myself to that content or to that word really quickly. Then Anki takes care of the rest. And you can see over time, this time in between your review gets longer. So you have here, boom, then a little longer, then a little longer, and that flattens out the curve. So again, that is what Anki is doing with the flashcards and serving them to you based on the science, based on when you need to be served that card for better retention. So as you can see, Anki plays an important role in not only my language learning training or regimen, but also my overall just daily learning, no matter what subject it is that I am learning. So I highly recommend you take some time out of your day, you try to get used to using Anki because it will really help you improve your ability to retain Spanish words. So if you found this video helpful and you're really looking to take your Spanish speaking and comprehension to the next level, then click the first link that I have in the description or scroll down to the comments. I will pin it there. Click that link. That's going to take you to my website where I will reveal my 3 biggest secrets to help you learn Spanish faster. If you like the video and you're going to try Anki out, definitely hit the thumbs up for me, comment below, let me know that you enjoyed it, let me know that you're going to use Anki to help you. Let me know if you have any questions about Anki. I mean, that's what I'm here for. Last but not least, please do not forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications so you never miss another video. Until next time, I'll see you then.